I'm coming to that age, or at least approaching that age, where I look back at how my life transpired and evaluate the lows and highs of it all, to gauge whether it was all worth anything and figure out what I'm missing, as well as evaluating what I have. To anyone young watching this, anyone maybe in their teens or early 20s, this all seems pretty unknowable, but trust me, it'll happen to you too at some point. To which I say, enjoy the moment you have right now, because you might regret not doing so later in life. I'm on the dawn of cracking 30 years old as of this writing. The prime years are past, and I've come to accept that, both in life and on this very channel, of which you hear me ramble on and on. Of the things in my prime, nothing come close to the fact that, once upon a time, I had an audience here on this platform, of which I stand, speaking words that may or may not be relevant to you, but certainly are for me and my experiences in this digital world. It's kind of amazing, actually. Many of these Gen Z TikTok folk that create these often insubstantial but ultimately clickable content, no doubt take the advancements that happened within my lifetime for granted. YouTube's ascent was but a glimmer when I was a child. Who knew you could one day make money from being a douchebag in public to the delight of thousands of people in real time? Well, that's the kind of era we live in, and it's an era I don't care for, but put up with, because what else am I going to do about it? I suppose this is a good time as any, really, to bring up what was probably my greatest success, my YouTube channel, or rather channels. Lord knows this is the third channel on this platform, but it's where most of my energy was put towards, so call this the channel for my YouTube escapades. I remember going from having no real subscribers and barely any views at all on my original Monaco review, only to wake up to a trove of commenters and, if I remember correctly, over 1,000 subs within the span of 24 hours, all because a certain Giguk and Holden reviews found my shitty humor funny enough to highlight it. 1,000 subs is nothing today, but back in 2012, especially in what was a significantly smaller anime sphere of the internet, to gain an audience in such a short amount of time as 1,000 or so people was nothing short of an achievement on the internet. You could be king of Turd Mountain with 1,000 subscribers in 2012. King of the peasants, for which they had none. It was a very different time in which I managed to thrive. It was fun hanging out, digitally of course, with the likes of Garnt and company on Skype, to which they taught me much in navigating things like copyright and the content ID system of the era. It's from them I learned the 10-second rule. Basically, you don't want to show an anime clip in a review for more than 10 seconds, lest a Japanese company shove a porcupine up your ass for doing so. I doubt the 10-second rule holds much significance today, what with changes to content ID and AI and such, but for the time, it helped me understand the landscape and helped me be a better creator. Skype is basically dead, obviously, and all the banter, laughter, shitposting, chatting, and whatever else in between, it's all gone, out of sight, no longer seen or touched, in the distant past. Giguk has, of course, gone on to evolve his platform and is doing better things. Holden and the others have clearly moved on to better things, more productive things. Me? I'm just a dude on the internet, talking about stuff that once happened and will not happen again. Not only because those same people dislike me, among other bridges I've burnt, but really, time moves on. I don't have much of an audience these days. Hell, in the grander scheme of things, I didn't have much of an audience back then either, if you really think about it. Though there was once a time when I did, in fact, crack the 10,000 subscriber mark at one point. I don't have 10,000 subs nowadays, and I don't expect I will again. But to any of my older viewers who might have accidentally clicked on this video and have listened this far, thank you for doing so, because it's partly because of you that I'm making this video to begin with. It was fun. And for the record, I'm not going to stop making stuff. I guess I'm just a gradually dying dipshit having his moment of introspection and thinking back to simpler, more entertaining and fulfilling times. You don't know how good you had it until it's gone. Those days of simply pumping out a review and having people talk about it are certainly gone, but hey, that's life. Music's changed, cinema has certainly changed, the internet has changed too. Even the anime sphere, once small and highly niche, has grown to such a degree that you can reach millions upon millions of views if you're at that stage of platform growth to do so. It's more mainstream now, and though there are cons to this fact, I'm still kinda glad what was once small and in the shadows can be viewed from a more accepting lens. I have a job when I'm not making something like this. I clean prison buildings. If there's anything I've learned, it's that a lot of prison inmates are essentially delinquent children who never grew up. Which, if you put some thought into that fact, is what makes them most dangerous most of all. I can't say I've entirely grown up myself. It feels strange whenever anyone calls me a man. Most times, I still feel like a kid in a larger body that needs some serious weight loss, but hey, I am who I am. That's enough rambling, I guess. There are things I wish to make in the future. I gotta figure out how I'm going to talk about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Always wanted to, but how I'll do it without being like anyone else's video rambling on about Spider-Man, I don't know yet. Anyway, thank you for watching, Kitty Vickies. Hope you have a good one.